this is why I'm here, to play in these games, these moments. I mean, our fans have been unbelievable all year. This stadium has been electric all year.
Until about 4 o'clock this afternoon.
And Rogers Stadium will be electric again tonight. This as the Blue Jays face the Mariners with a trip to the World Series on the line.
Beyond excited. We were at the game last night. That's why my voice is a little hoarse, but a little lemon and honey, and we're ready to go back again today.
And the city is buzzing with excitement as fans get ready for Game 7. We're going to check in on how fans are feeling ahead of the big game. And we have comprehensive team coverage of Game 7. Our reporters are live outside the Rogers Center and inside on the field. We're also checking with commuters at Union Station trying to get home to watch the game. This is Live at 5. Good evening. I'm Bakari Savage.
And I'm Phil Perkins. You're watching Live at 5.
Well, the Jays are one win away from heading to the World Series, but they're going to have to win a crucial Game 7 tonight against the Mariners. CP24 is broadcasting live from Rogers Center with our Phil Perkins on the field. Phil.
Hey there, Bakari. Yeah, this is the first time since 1993 that the Blue Jays had to just win one more game and they go to the World Series. But their backs have been up against the wall, really, for the last couple of weeks. They had to fight and claw in the regular season to win the AL East to give them home field advantage against the New York Yankees in the ALDS. They had to claw back from being down 0-2 after losing 2 straight in games 1 and 2 here at the Rogers Center against the Seattle Mariners. They had to travel 5 hours to the Pacific Northwest. They won back-to-back games in T-Mobile Park. They lost Game 5 in tough fashion and rebounded back home. Again, they were just one loss away from their season being over. And yesterday, after the bats of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with a massive home run, Addison Barger with a huge home run, 3 straight double plays to get out of bases loaded situations for Trey Savage, the 22-year-old rookie. This team has been in do-or-die mode literally since the regular season was wrapping up, and it doesn't get any bigger than this. This is going to be a repeat of Game 3 of the ALCS. It's going to be Shane Bieber versus George Kirby. That was the game where the bats really came alive in Game 3 in Seattle. They lit up Kirby for 8 runs. Kevin Gausman, though, and Max Scherzer, according to John Schneider, they will be available. This is a do-or-die, empty-the-clip game. Yesterday was do-or-die, empty the clip. They have now lived to fight another day. This is why these guys sacrifice so much at home. In life in general, that is what John Schneider had to say yesterday in post-game. It is a massive, massive game. Let's hear from some of the guys who actually be doing all the playing. I'm just doing all the talking. Seattle's Julio Rodriguez and George Springer.
We became really good friends back then. I feel like, he was a big prospect when he was coming out of the Dominican Republic. And, since then, I remember, following him and, we got to meet, in person and all that in the Escogido. And he was always really welcoming with me. And, we always talk a lot. And he was really nice to me. So it was really cool, to, have him on the other side and kind of going battling on the field.
I mean, you just have to understand and kind of accept that nobody on the field is playing 100%. It's not just you. And at the end of the day, I don't really think anybody cares. If you're out there, you're expected to play and you're expected to perform to the best of, who you are that day. So, for me, it just kind of is what it is. I have a job to do, so I expect to go do it. It doesn't really matter how I feel.
Now, Bakari, this team, this 2025 Blue Jays roster is filled with guys who had to scrap and claw their way to the major leagues, guys like Nathan Lucas. However, they do have some serious pedigree on this team as well. George Springer, you just saw speak there. He has played in a Game 7 before when he was a member of the Houston Astros. He was the World Series MVP, and he had a massive Game 7 where he had a double and a home run. He has been in situations like this before. Also, Max Scherzer, he has started on the mound in Game 7s for the Texas Rangers and the Washington Nationals. Both of those teams won the World Series. So they have guys in this clubhouse, yes, who've literally never been in a situation like this before. Trey Savage spoke to Kevin Gosman before his massive start yesterday, asking him, how far have you ever gone in the postseason in the major leagues? And Gosman said, this far. But you do have guys like Springer and Scherzer who've been here before, can calm the nerves if they do come up. But from what I understand, in the clubhouse yesterday, Bakari, after that huge win in front of a raucous sellout crowd at Rogers Center, in the Blue Jays clubhouse, it was like any other win apparently. No one was hooping and hollering. Guys were playing cards. It was chilling, and they are good to go. The crosshairs are on the Los Angeles Dodgers. They want to beat the Seattle Mariners team. They got a couple days rest because Game 1 of the World Series would be on Friday. Back to you.
Okay, live from inside the Rogers Center, CP24's Phil Perkins. We're going to be checking back in with you a little bit later. Well, Blue Jays pitcher Trey Savage was asked about playing in Canada. This is during an appearance on Fox Sports after last night's win.
You were born in the States, but you've become an honorary Canadian for sure over the last number of weeks. What's the most Canadian thing that you've done since this postseason has begun?
Probably memorize the Canadian national anthem.
Can you sing it for us?
Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada. I got you.
Keep going. We got 2 words.
I forgot the rest of it.
Well, I had a chance to speak with Blue Jays legend Joe Carter earlier about what the team needs to do to be successful in Game 7.
This is the time when you don't want to put any pressure on yourself, but you want to go out there and say, you know what? This is what baseball is all about. When you're down 3-2, you want a Game 7. But when you're up 3-2, like we were the 4 times in the playoffs, you never won a Game 7. But now they've got a Game 7. Now let's go out and make the best of it and have a great time and leave it all out on the field.
All right, continuing our comprehensive coverage, we have CP24's Phil Perkins inside the Rogers Center. Outside the Rogers Center, we have CP24's Melissa Duggan. This is where fans are starting to arrive for the big game. Melissa.
Yeah, that's right, Bakari. We're seeing some of the 44,000 fans are going to be packing Rogers Center, already assembling here. Some 3 hours to go. They're already revved up, ready to head inside these doors here. So we're talking to some of the ultimate Jays fans right about now, including this Jays family here, by the way, very well experienced. You were at the game yesterday?
Yeah, they were.
Oh, you guys were? Okay, what was it like inside?
It was very electric, very loud. We had a really great time.
So your experience for today's game, what advice would you give to anyone who's seeing Game 7?
Show up early, cheer, and just stand and have a good time.
Spencer, I understand that you're a huge Jays fan. Who's your favorite player and why?
Vladdy, because he's really good.
Oh, hasn't he been playing so well this postseason too?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you expecting from tonight?
A lot of home runs.
Oh, that would be pretty sweet. You have seen so many Jays games. You've visited them on the road. What is it about this squad this season that's standing out to you?
I think they just they're playing as a team. They all seem to like each other. They all get along, and they're on a good roll.
Tell me how much fun it is to watch these Jays.
It's so much fun. They're playing so well, so let's see some more home runs tonight.
Now, you two have the ultimate tickets to Game 7. How does that feel?
Good.
How are you feeling?
So excited.
Oh, yeah, excellent. Well, listen, have a blast tonight. Cheer loud for those Blue Jays. More fans over this way. Listen, you're seeing the ultimate game here tonight. What's going through your mind right now?
Well, first things first, go Jays.
Yeah.
You know, it's a part of history right now, getting to be here. It's just something that many other people haven't experienced. You know, first Game 7 in 40 years. This is big.
Absolutely. Now, you're here nice and early, so you must be a huge fan. What do you like about these Jays?
I mean, just their resilience. Like, they never give up. All these comeback wins. We were down 2-0, and here we are, Game 7. Bringing it home.
I know. Would you have thought we would be in this position just a few days ago?
Yeah, you know.
Absolutely.
I never lost.
Absolutely.
Okay, some confident fans here. Are you ladies feeling confident too?
Oh, yes, for sure. I think they're going to do it. Go, Jays, go.
Absolutely, all the way. They're going to come out strong, and they're going to go all the way. Can't wait. There's so much pressure for these Jays and for fans.
They can do it. They can.
How are you dealing with the stress?
Oh, I'm just believing in them all the way and can't wait to see the win today. It's going to be great.
Listen, have a blast here tonight. Okay, so, I mean, they're feeling confident. People are feeling energized. The music just started to play. The DJ is in the house right now. Hey, how's everybody feeling about Game 7 tonight. Can I check in with you?
Sure. Really excited. We're going to win. So, yeah, no sweat off my back.
So just one win away from heading to the World Series. At the beginning of this season, did you expect the Jays would be in this position?
Not at all. I stopped watching, but of course, like every bandwagon hopper, I'm here for them now.
Excellent, excellent. There's lots of room on the bandwagon. I expect that more would be joining in time for the World Series. If the Jays are able to wrap up tonight with a win, I can tell you the Dome is closed right now. Fans starting to light up. This is just the beginning of what is going to be a wild night here in Toronto. Back to you.
All right, bringing us the voice of the fans live outside of Rogers Center, CP24's Melissa Duggan. And with that, it's 5:10. Let's get a check on the commute with CP24's traffic specialist, Adjoa Nsia Yabwa. Adj, dare I ask how traffic is to get to the Rogers Center?
GTA, you know, it's slow on all of the major area highways. So if you're a commuter and you're trying to get into Burlington, we'll start there and then I'll get to the Gardner where all the action is. So on the westbound Niagara-bound lanes of the QEW, this is just through Fairview Street. We are dealing with a collision. It was the two left lanes that are blocked. Now it just looks like it's the left lane and shoulder, but really slow. If you're traveling in towards Burlington now, if you're using the Gardner and you're trying to make your way out of the downtown core, start there first. We were dealing with a collision. It did have the left lane blocked, so it was backing up the drive from Jarvis. So drivers trying to maybe make their way to Rogers Center. It's going to take you a while. Also, heading into the downtown core, it is slow as well as drivers make their way into the downtown core. On city streets, we are dealing with just one problem, getting word of a collision that is blocking lanes on Dundas and Hyde Park. I'll send it back to you.
This CP24 traffic report is brought to you by 407 ETR. Enjoy the journey with a stress-free commute.
Thanks so much, Adjoa. It is 5:11, 14 degrees. You're watching Live at 5.
And also this hour, Ontario Premier Doug Ford's government is moving ahead with its plan to get rid of speed cameras across the province, tabling it as part of a red tape reduction bill today. Plus, our Game 7 coverage will continue all night. First pitch is just after 8. Stay with us. We're going to take you back to Rogers Center throughout the show. And police have made a third arrest in the shooting death of 8-year-old Javé Roy in North York. So the boy was hid inside of his apartment as when shots were fired outside the building on Martha Eden Way, August 16th. 3 minors were later identified as suspects, with 2 of them arrested last month. Now, the latest arrest was made in Oshawa yesterday as part of a separate investigation by Durham police. A male is charged with first-degree murder, breach of probation, and 2 counts of failed to comply with undertaking. And a man's been charged with murder in the death of his father in Oshawa. 80-year-old Ibrahim Bala was pronounced dead after being found with severe injuries outside of a home near McGregor and Simcoe Streets last Thursday. Durham police say they've since arrested his son, 42-year-old Sahib Bala. He was taken into custody today and is charged with second-degree murder. And Toronto police are launching a 3-month enforcement campaign to help reduce congestion. And police say that parking enforcement and traffic services officers, they're going to be increasing enforcement of the Highway Traffic Act and bylaw offenses in the downtown core. And police will be targeting congestion-causing violations, including no stopping, no parking, and blocking the box offenses. Officers will be also cracking down on prohibited turns, speeding, distracted driving, and traffic signal violations. The increased enforcement is going to take place from Bloor to Front and Bathurst to Jarvis, weekdays from 3 in the afternoon until 7 in the evening. And the Labour Minister is facing calls to resign on the first day of the fall session at Queen's Park. David Piccini is being criticized over the Skills Development Fund. This is after an Auditor General report described the selection process as, quote, not fair, transparent, or accountable. The AG found Piccini's office overrode the opinions of nonpartisan staff to dole out around $750 million in grants, and many lower-ranked applicants backed by lobbyists received $126 million in funding.
People are free to donate to whom they want. As I said, my focus is on Ontario workers, is on making sure we have those pipelines. We had a record number of youth that were unemployed. We've got to get them employed. We've got to make sure we have meaningful pathways into trades. Under the previous government, they saw a decline in youth registering for apprenticeships. Under our government, we've seen an increase. We've seen a 40% increase in people registering.
That's not fair, transparent,
we welcome the Auditor General's recommendations. We can always strengthen our programs.
that minister needs to step aside. That premier needs to take that minister aside and tell him that he's going to move on to something else. I mean, look, at the end of the day, the problem with this program is it's there and it is supposed to be training workers. Every single dollar needs to go to working people. It needs to go to training workers. And what we found right now is that there is a cloud over the whole fund because of this minister's misbehavior. And it is ultimately at the premier's feet, right? It is the premier's responsibility.
Even if he didn't declare a conflict of interest, the mess that the Skills Development Fund is, as described by the Auditor General, is firing. It's worthy of firing in itself. So I don't know why they're hanging on, but maybe it's because the Premier thinks taking care of your friends, right, is the okay thing to do. Maybe he thinks like taking care of donors is the okay thing to do. Maybe he thinks taking care of insiders is an okay thing to do. If I see the minister pivot anymore when he's trying to answer your questions, he's going to screw himself right into the ground.
And the government has introduced its first bill of the fall legislation, sweeping legislation, which includes Premier Doug Ford's pledge to end automated speed enforcement cameras. Ford has repeatedly called the cameras cash grabs and insists that they don't improve road safety. If passed, the cameras would be outlawed across the province, and alternative measures like speed bumps, roundabouts, and enhanced signage would be utilized in hopes of making roads safer.
Ultimately, the best fix is to prevent speeding from happening in that zone at that moment. And a ticket that's being issued, whether you speed it up by a week, doesn't reflect the intended purpose of stopping speeding at that particular moment. So I think that's the focus Premier Ford and our government have, is how do we prevent individuals from speeding at all in these zones? So whether that's specifically in school zones and where these municipal speed cameras have been set up, that's what we want to focus the attention around, and that's what we want to work towards.
And a new poll suggests that Ontarians are opposed to the Ford government's blanket ban on speed cameras. Nearly 50% of the 800 people who responded to the Liaison Strategy survey said they disapprove of the ban, and even more agree with mayors and police who say that the cameras improve safety. The support for speed cameras increases to 66% if they were limited to school zones.
You have a lot of support from women for the speed cameras. A lot of seniors want to see the speed cameras, but it's that middle cohort between 35 to 49 that really is not in support of this right now. And what we're seeing is a big sort of disconnect. Maybe we should have expected this, but Doug Ford's supporters really like him getting rid of the speed cameras. The NDP, the Liberals, undecided voters are all opposed. So it's really a tale of two Ontarios here.
And the survey also found that the Ford government would likely win an election if one were held today, currently holding a 14-point lead over the Liberals. But people around the world are celebrating Diwali, the Festival of Lights. For Hindus, the holiday symbolizes the victory of light over darkness. It's also observed by Sikhs, Jains, and Buddhists. It's celebrated with gatherings of family and friends, food and sweets, and the lighting of lanterns and candles. More than 2.6 million lamps were lit on the banks of the Saryu River in a city of the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. There were also a fireworks display and a laser show. Well, in recent years, Diwali celebrations in New Delhi have been clouded by concerns over air pollution as firecrackers cause toxic smog, which can take days to clear. In the capital today, the levels of particulates surged to 347 on the air quality index, about 14 times the World Health Organization's daily recommended maximum. Right now, it's 14 degrees. This is Live at 5. With their backs against the wall, the Toronto Blue Jays, they forced the Seattle Mariners into a winner-take-all Game 7 in the ALCS. We're going to have live coverage all evening long. Stay with us. All right, continuing our team coverage, comprehensive coverage of tonight's Game 7. We have CP24's Phil Perkins. He's live at the Rogers Center. And for those fans who can't get tickets to the Rogers Center and are trying to make it home to watch the game, let's check in with CP24's Sija Liu, who's live at Union Station. Sija.
Hi, Bakari. It's a Monday night, but it feels like a weekend here outside Union Station. Usually around this time, lots of people are leaving the city, going back home, but we have been meeting lots of fans who are coming from Oakville, from Hamilton, into the city to watch a Jays play, whether that be in the stadium or at a sports bar. It is buzzing here in the city. We have been meeting lots of fans here, including in. So you guys are coming in from Oakville.
Yes.
What was that train ride in like? I bet there was a lot of Jays fans there.
Tons of Jay fans, right? Packed with people, and yeah, it's like, let's go Blue Jays. Everybody's like hyped up for this game. Yeah. Toronto. Yeah.
We still have a few hours to go until the game, but you guys got the party started early. How confident are you feeling about the Jays?
100%, right? We want Kevin, the gum. Everybody's got to get up, right? There's no sitting tonight. This is just like Jays, Game 7. Then we're going to the World Series. Yeah! Let's go Blue Jays!
Let's go Blue Jays. I love what Kevin said before last game. He said, if you're sitting down, I'm going to throw the gum at you.
Yes, so throw the gum. We're going to get everybody up. Everybody up, Kevin. We're with you. Come on, let's go. Bieber, stay with us.
Yeah, let's go. I bet that was the energy on the party bus to Toronto today. Thanks so much, guys.
Hey.
Have fun at the game.
Bye-bye.
Go Blue Jays.
Go Blue
Jays. Let's go. See, right now in Toronto, it is a party everywhere. It doesn't matter if you are outside Union Station, inside Rogers Centre, or like those guys who started a party on the Go bus. It is game time here in Toronto. Game 7 just a couple of hours away. And I've also been speaking to people who aren't going to the game. They're heading home. Some are heading to work, saying they are excited to make those hot dogs for the game. They're excited to make some money to serve guests who are watching the game. So the city is coming alive. Everyone got the memo to wear blue. So it's a party, whether you're on the TTC, Go Transit, everyone is ready to cheer on the Jays tonight. Bakari, I'll send it back to you.
CP24, CJ Liu live from Union Station. Thanks, CJ. All right, it is 5:25, 14 degrees. This is Live at 5. And the Jays are one win away from heading to the World Series, but they're going to have to win a crucial Game 7 tonight against the Mariners. And we're going to have live coverage all evening long. It is do or die for the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. Their entire season comes down to Game 7 against the Seattle Mariners. Vladdy says he was born ready for this.
Beyond excited. We were at the game last night. That's when my voice is a little hoarse, but a little lemon and honey, and we're ready to go back again today.
And the city's buzzing with excitement as fans get ready for Game 7. We're going to check in on how fans are feeling ahead of the big game. This is Live at 5. Good evening. I'm Bakari Savage. We have a big half hour on Live at 5. CP24 has full Jays coverage. Bill Perkins is inside the Rogers Centre checking out all the pregame action. Melissa Duggan is with fans outside the Rogers Centre. CJ Liu is at Union Station checking in with Jays fans that are trying to get home in time to watch the big game. And again, continuing our comprehensive coverage, CP24 is broadcasting live from Rogers Centre with our Phil Perkins on the field. Phil.
Hey there, Bakari. Yes, the Blue Jays are doing batting practice right now, and they're gearing up for a do-or-die game. But you know what? So are the Seattle Mariners. The Seattle Mariners are right now the only active team in Major League Baseball who have never been to a World Series. They entered the league in 1977, the exact same year the Toronto Blue Jays did, as two expansion franchises. The Blue Jays, they are one win away from going to the World Series for the first time since 1993. We know what happened when that occurred. It was history after that. The Toronto Blue Jays are trying to do exactly that. What I'm really interested in right now, as this place is still just filled with, professional athletes and talking hairdos like us, they brought in Jose Bautista yesterday throughout the first pitch, and the place went ballistic. They already put out Edwin Encarnacion, they put out Russell Martin, Josh Donaldson. Very interested to see who they threw out there. I know you spoke with Joe Carter earlier today. If they bring out 29, this place might go absolutely nuts. As for the game, nuts and bolts, Shane Bieber, the former Cy Young winner, they traded a good amount of prospects for this guy for moments like this. Now, he is a former Cy Young winner. He is coming off Tommy John surgery, but that, his last outing hasn't been too shabby. Game 3 against the Seattle Mariners in T-Mobile Park. That started the comeback for these Blue Jays. Remember, they were down 0-2 against the Mariners after the Mariners won 2 straight at the Rogers Center. The Jays then regrouped, which apparently they're very good at, just turning the page. They went to Seattle and won 2 straight to have them force a Game 6 in Toronto, which happened yesterday, and it was a ridiculous game for someone who was sitting out there. The Blue Jays will be going up against George Kirby, who's going to have to try to figure something out because the last time he played the Jays was in Game 3 as well, and they lit him up for 8 runs. And because this is do or die, and because they're going to get extended rest, if you win, you play Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers on Friday. That's a good amount of rest for these guys. If you lose, you get 4 months off before pitchers and catchers report to camp. Kevin Gausman, Max Scherzer, who has started in Game 7s before when he was with the Nationals and the Rangers, 2 teams that won the World Series in those respective years. They are going to be available if things get tight here in Game 7. We heard from John Schneider and George Springer, who is playing a bit hobbled right now. Here's what they had to say.
Yeah, that's the beauty and the angst of Game 7. You're looking for any opportunity really, and you have to be ready for everyone they're going to throw, like they do for us. So you're trying to capitalize as much as you can in any situation that you get some traffic or any situation you can put a good swing on a mistake. So again, I think that trying not to manage based on what they're doing, trying to stay present in the moment with what we need to do. I know pitching gets a lot of the attention in games like this. We need to score. We need to be who we are offensively and hopefully set the tone to where we can do what we want pitching-wise.
For me, it's about doing anything I can to help anybody. I want this just as bad as everybody else wants it. I know our team wants it for the city, the fans, all across from east to west. So, anything I can do to help somebody, I will, whether that's sit down and have a good conversation or whatnot. I think it's fun, and it's not about me. It's about the guys, and I want it just as bad as everybody else does in that locker room. Even if I've already played in these, games.
And George Springer, he has definitely seen his fair share of massive Game 7s. He was in one in the World Series with the Houston Astros, and he had a double and a home run. And guys, he won the MVP, and that is why they brought him to Toronto, to bring that expertise, to bring that pedigree to this team, because you have guys like Davis Schneider, you have guys like Nathan Lucas, who haven't had that kind of experience in the majors before. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he has never been to a World Series. Yes, super young, very promising career, 26 years old. He is showing us he is Mr. October, but he has never been to a World Series, let alone winning World Series MVP like George Springer has. And so you got to imagine this clubhouse is definitely being pointed in the right direction with the likes of a Springer and a Scherzer. We know how they're feeling, calm, cool, and collected. Melissa Duggan is outside Rogers Center. How are fans feeling? Because if it's judged by yesterday, it was rainy, cold, and brutal. Today, it is a little warm, some wind, it's sunny, and yesterday everyone showed up on time. This place was packed by first pitch. What's it like out there?
Okay, well, we have live coverage inside of the Rogers Center with Phil Perkins. We're going to come back to him. But first, we had a chance to talk to TSN Radio's Matt Cos about what he's watching for from the Jays tonight.
With Shane Bieber, just the confidence. He pitched really well last time in Game 3 of this series where the Blue Jays blew out Seattle. So this is a guy that's really rounding into form. Remember, didn't really pitch that much before this summer for the last year or so because of the Tommy John surgery. He's just sort of getting back into peak form. And the question I think a lot of people have is, how long will he go? We know that in this playoff run for the Blue Jays, rarely do we see a starter often even make it out of the 5th inning. I want to see, will he be throwing a pitch in the 6th inning? Will it be back to the bullpen?
Well, the Jays playoff run, it's brought lots of business to the city. Kelly Jackson with Destination Toronto joined us with more on the impact of October baseball.
the amazing thing, similar to the Raptors, is that when we're talking about MLB, they are Canada's team. The Jays are Canada's team. So, from coast to coast to coast, we've got people cheering them on, and we've got people wanting to come to Toronto to be part of the action. We saw actually even already some of the significant lift that comes with being in the playoffs. In the American League Division Series this year, we saw, for example, that the 2 home games, major hotel demand increases.
And continuing our team coverage of Game 7, we have CP24's Melissa Duggan, who's outside of Rogers Center, as well as CP24's Phil Perkins, who is inside of Rogers Center.
Hey there, Melissa. Yeah, fans are starting to make their way here, especially the general admission ones, because it's first come, first serve up here. Those places are rowdy. What's it like outside the ballpark?
Phil, it is a crisp autumn early evening right now. Fans are eager to get in there. The doors just open at 5:30 on the nose. Fans arrive right now. They are geared up to see these Blue Jays do what they do best. And tickets don't exactly come cheap. Thanks so much for stopping to say hello. I just asked you a second ago, how did you manage to get tickets to Game 7?
Last minute looks on StubHub. It's not cheap, and we'll probably be in a deficit for a while, but we wanted to be part of this.
You could be seeing history in the making here this evening. Why was it important for you to be here?
We've been living in Toronto for 8 years. His dad's a Jays fan, his grandpa's a Jays fan. We just wanted to be a part of this.
Okay, so this is like in the family, basically. You had to come to this. What do you think about these Jays so far this postseason?
They're awesome, yeah. I feel like it's been 10 years in the making, and we're just stoked. Everything's been going awesome this year, and yeah.
Do you expect to be standing the whole game? I hear that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it won't be like a slow concert. We're going to be standing the whole time. Win or lose, we'll be there.
I keep asking people how they're dealing with the stress of it all. I mean, I think Rogers Center is going to be like a pressure cooker tonight.
Yeah, I think, everyone's just going to hold together and stay strong and, 9 innings. So, yeah, it's going to be a good game.
Keeping us from the World Series, we could be there. Listen, thanks so much for stopping by. Good luck with paying off those Jays tickets. You're not alone, that's for sure. Have a blast here tonight. So we're watching more people walk in here, of course, and this is a big game. We've been hearing from the Blue Jays talking about their philosophy about all of this. It's just one game at a time. Well, this is the ultimate game. Seeing a lot of families turn out here this evening as well, and seeing some young and old, which is pretty cool because you'll see the parents talk about the Jays the last time they were in the World Series back in the early 1990s, if you will remember, and now bringing this to their kids, saying, hey, this is you getting a chance to experience these magical Blue Jays. Let me keep an eye on the door. Let me see if we can talk to anybody else who's walking in right now. Listen, as we mentioned, it was the big wave that already came in here a little while ago, the people who were super eager with those general admission tickets to get good seats. Hey there, ladies, how are you? Can I ask you how you're feeling about these Blue Jays? Tell me how you're feeling about these Blue Jays.
Oh, I'm so excited. I've been holding off coming to Game 7, so I'm really excited.
Excellent. How did you manage to get tickets to Game 7? Was it tough?
A little secret. My friend's sister works for Rogers.
That's a good friend to have. Let me ask you how you're feeling about the game tonight.
Super excited. Cannot wait. They haven't made it so far. It's the first time, so very excited.
I don't know if you're watching the game last night, but I felt like I couldn't breathe during every pitch, during every swing.
Gas speech time. It was a total gas speech time. It was amazing, and kept on sharing and talking about it all day at work. So couldn't wait, yeah.
You might have a big story to tell at work tomorrow.
Totally.
Have a blast here tonight, ladies. Thanks so much for that. Okay, so we're seeing more fans coming here. They're wearing flags. They're pumped for tonight.
Go, Duck, go!
This is the kind of spirit we're going to see inside here this evening. For now, I'm going to toss things back to you.
All right, bringing us the voice of the fans, CP24's Melissa Duggan live outside of Rogers Center. It's 5:41. Let's get a check on the commute with CP24's traffic specialist, Adjoa Nsiayaboa. Adj.
Yeah, Bakari, still watching a problem making for a slow go for commuters heading into Burlington. It's a bit outside of the city, but worth a mention. This is Niagara Bend QEW, right at Fairview. Crew still dealing with this collision, blocking that left lane. So that is creating a delay from as far back as Appleby line. And then if you're on the 401 on the eastbound side, delays from Dixie out to Victoria Park. We had a collision. It wasn't the collectors blocking the right lane. That situation cleared. And if you're one of the lucky ones ones with the Jays ticket. So it's going to take you a while to get into and maybe even head out of the downtown core if you're just trying to avoid it at all costs. Slow going on the Gardner if you're looking for an alternative to get you by. You can use the Lakeshore. On city streets, just one collision blocking lanes on Dundas right at High Park. I'll send it back to you.
It's 5:42, 14 degrees. This is Live at 5, and we are live outside of Queen's Park. This is where they were back at work for the first time in months. We're going to have more on that coming up throughout the show. But the Blue Jays, they have forced a 7th and deciding game in their American League Championship Series. This is against the Seattle Mariners. We're live with the fans at Rogers Center. Stay with us. Well, the labor minister is facing calls to resign on the first day of the fall session at Queen's Park. David Piccini is being criticized over the Skills Development Fund. This is after an Auditor General report described the selection process as, quote, not fair, transparent, or accountable. The AG found Piccini's office overrode the opinions of nonpartisan staff to dole out around $750 million in grants, and many lower-ranked applicants backed by lobbyists received $126 million in funding.
Pay my own way, and I'm happy to work with the Integrity Commissioner. We welcome it, but this is about funding important programming that's changing people's lives, supporting first responders, supporting our construction sector. President Trump's launched an all-out assault on our economy.
It looks like it's supporting your friends,
workers.
though, Minister. It looks like it's supporting your friends.
Every dollar goes towards training workers, supporting workers.
If I were him, I'd be ashamed too. I'd be ashamed. He should be ashamed. He should be ashamed of his minister. He should be ashamed of his government. You know, how many times do we have to have these investigations that show that there's a clear conflict of interest, that ministers are getting their hands in there to benefit their friends, their buddies, you know, big lobbyists? I mean, but let's be clear. These aren't just the minister's friend. This is the premier's campaign manager who's benefited.
And the government has introduced its first bill of the fall session, sweeping legislation which includes Premier Doug Ford's pledge to end automated speed enforcement cameras. Ford has repeatedly called the cameras cash grabs and insists that they don't improve road safety. If passed, the cameras would be outlawed across the province, and alternative measures like speed bumps, roundabouts, and enhanced signage would be utilized in hopes of making roads safer.
Everyone is well-intentioned in the fact that we want to stop speeding in these zones. We want to ensure that we have effective tools, effective measures. So we agree on the end purpose. I think, if we look at the variety of tools that we have, once again, there's only 37 municipalities that are using municipal speed cameras at the moment. There's the vast majority, over 400, that aren't right now. So there's other ways to combat this rather than punishing pocketbooks, and that's what we really want to focus on, of effective measures at the point of which a vehicle enters these zones. And so I think that's a view that's shared by all of those in this conversation, is safety around school zones, and that's what we want to look forward to and protect.
A new poll suggests Ontarians are opposed to the Ford government's blanket ban on speed cameras. Nearly 50% of the 800 people who responded to the Liaison Strategy survey said they disapprove of the ban, and even more agreed with mayors and police who say that the cameras improve safety. And the support for the speed cameras increases to 66% if they were limited to school zones.
We asked the question 3 different ways. We asked about, do you approve or disapprove of the speed camera ban? Most people disapprove. We asked, do you think, with Doug Ford calling it a cash grab, the mayors and police calling it a safety tool, what do you agree with? Most people say it's a safety tool. And lastly, we asked about speed cameras in relation to school safety zones. And we asked, well, what if the cameras were just around schools for safety? Over 60% of Ontarians would support that. Those are pretty big numbers, even though these people are also voting for Doug Ford's Conservatives.
And the survey also found that the Ford government would likely win an election if one were held today, currently holding a 14-point lead over the Liberals. Well, MPPs, union leaders, and activists, they gathered outside of Queen's Park today to rally against the plan to put police officers in schools.
Don't get it! Shut it down! The workers don't get it! Shut it!
Okay, Bill 33, if passed, it would increase the province's authority over public and post-secondary schools. Among the provisions is a requirement that school boards work with police to implement a school resource officer program. Policing free schools, it's been rallying across the province to demand better funding for schools instead of police. Right now it's 5:48, 14 degrees. This is Live at 5. And the Blue Jays, they're back in action tonight hosting the Mariners in a must-win Game 7 of the ALCS. Stay with us. Yeah, the Jays are one win away from heading to the World Series, but they're going to have to win a crucial Game 7 tonight against the Mariners. CP24 is broadcasting live from Rogers Center. Our Phil Perkins is on the field. Phil.
Hey, the Bakari, that's right. And they're putting a former Cy Young winner on the mound, a complete opposite of what they had yesterday. A 22-year-old rookie in Trey Savage, only starting his 6th game as a pro. Shane Bieber, this is the reason why they traded for him, for moments like this. He's going to be up against George Kirby, who is going to have to change something up because this Blue Jays lineup, minus Anthony Santander, lit him up for 8 runs in that pivotal Game 3 in Seattle, where the Blue Jays were trying to prevent going down 0-3, and clearly they fought back. They forced this series back to Toronto in Game 6, and yesterday Trey Savage, this team's league-leading defense, and of course Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who has more home runs and strikeouts thus far in these playoffs. They showed up as well as the bottom of the order, if you want to call him that. Addison Barger with a home run of his own. We heard from John Schneider earlier today about how they're getting ready for tonight.
I've always said you take a few seconds probably right before the game to enjoy it and to think about it, and then you kind of have to go do your job. But again, a chance to win a game at home in front of these fans to go to the World Series, I think is everything that we play for and everything that our fans deserve.
And that's why they played all of those games and fought as hard as they did in the regular season to get home field advantage. We heard before Ernie Clement say after that Game 5 loss in Seattle, which was a tough one, they said they're exactly where they need to be. They're in a great position, and that's where they are right now. Game 7 at home, 1 win away. Go to the World Series for the first time since '93. Back to you.
All right, live on the field inside Rogers Center, CP24's Phil Perkins. It's 5:53, 14 degrees. This is Live at 5, and you heard it. It is do or die for the Jays tonight. Next, we're going to hear from fans.
Hey, you asked me if I'm ready. I born ready. And I want it all for this city.
All right, CP24's Melissa Duggan continuing our live comprehensive coverage. She's outside of the Rogers Center. This is where fans are starting to arrive for the big game. Melissa, we just heard Vladdy say he was born for this. Melissa, were the fans born for this?
I think we believe it. You know, we see these images of Vladdy when he was a little boy wearing that Jays uniform. You know, he's in it. He is definitely ready for this moment. He's already proved that already, obviously, as we've been watching him this postseason. Where I am right now, this is the bridge that leads to Rogers Center. So fans are hoping this isn't the last time that they're going to be walking along this bridge this season to go watch a game right now. These gentlemen driving all the way from New Brunswick to see 2 games in a row. Fabulous tickets you've got here for the most important games of the season.
Very excited. Last night was awesome, and I can't wait for the same energy tonight, maybe a little more for Game 7.
Tell me about the atmosphere inside here last night.
I wasn't here last night, but I flew in to come with these guys.
Oh, okay. So it was kind of a last-minute decision for you guys to come see such critical games. I mean, what are you expecting from this evening?
Oh, we're going to see the Dodgers next, baby. It's done. It's done. That's it.
Tell me about the decision-making process when you decided, okay, let's head out to Toronto, see these 2 games back-to-back.
Yeah, we had to. Our dad, he's passed a couple years ago, and he would have been here with us. So, yeah, we just made the decision. Here we are. Yeah.
Fantastic. So I wonder what you've seen from the Jays, kind of their strengths this postseason that they've got to lean on now.
Just hitting. They're all through the lineup. They're hitting. They're crazy. They're good at bats. I think we're going to get to Kirby early, and he's going to get out of the game early, and it's all gravy from there.
With that pressure on those pitchers.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thanks so much, gentlemen. Have a fabulous time here tonight. Lovely chatting with you. Go Jays, go. So we're watching more Jays fans arriving right now. Of course, it's a later than usual start time. You know, we're used to seeing people maybe arriving a little bit earlier for a 7 p.m. start. But by the time those doors opened at 5:30, there was a massive crowd just ready to make their way in because they want to make every moment count because this is the one that matters. Jays taking on the Mariners in Game 7. The winner going all the way to the World Series. Let's send Toronto to LA. All right, sending things back to you.
Live outside of Rogers Center, CP24's Melissa Duggan. Right now, it is 5:59, 14 degrees. This is Toronto's breaking news. It's CP24. Listen, the Jays' entire season, it comes down to Game 7. It's against the Seattle Mariners tonight. starting just after 8 o'clock. We will have comprehensive live coverage all night. Thank you for watching. CTV News at 6 is next.